Today, this is our third market structure, and we are analyzing the producer behavior in different market structures. In first one, we studied how a producer will behave when there is perfect competition, and then we started to learn about monopoly. How a producer will be behaving when he is a single producer of a unique product. Now, on those two market structures were at the extreme cases. One is having many firms in the market, massive competition was there, and on the other hand, in monopoly, we are finding a single seller of a unique product. Now, today we are going to have a mixture of both the previous market structures. Monopolistic competition. It is including the characteristics of both the market structures like competition and monopoly. Like there are many sellers, many buyers of a product. Products are similar to each other, they are substitute to each other, but they are little bit differentiated as well. They have the differentiation. They are fulfilling the same type of want or demand of the consumers, but they are little bit differentiated. Here, the firms are smaller in size. They are not the big firms. Like if you go to the market, we are finding so many shops of the similar type of product. If you are going to buy clothes in the market, there are so many cloth stores. Everyone is selling clothes. That is substitute to each other. But in every shop, you will be finding a differentiated cloths. A different variety of cloth is available. Alright? So, firms are producing similar products which are substitute to each other. On the other hand, every firm in competition is going to achieve monopoly. It wants to have more and more market share. If one firm is achieving more market share in the market, then we can say it is achieving monopoly power. Monopolistic competition means when firms are competing with each other in order to achieve monopoly. There are many firms are there, many buyers are there, and what is happening? Every firm is trying to achieve monopoly power. Alright? Firms are competing to achieve monopoly. According to English law, they say if one firm is having more than 25% of market share, we say it is a monopolistic firm. Alright? So firms are competing. We are having two things, monopoly and competition. Firms are competing with each other on the similar products, and every firm is trying to achieve more market share to achieve monopoly. This is called monopolistic competition when firms are competing to achieve monopoly. So here we find some of the characteristics of competition and some of the characteristics of monopoly. Okay? Like there are many buyers and many sellers. There are many buyers and many sellers. Many sellers of similar products which are substitute to each other, substitute to each other, and they have little bit differentiation. They are not perfectly similar like in competition, in perfect competition. They are similar, they are substitute to each other, but they are not perfectly similar. Okay? Now the second characteristic, exit entry condition is free. Exit entry condition is free. Keep it in mind, whenever there are no barriers to enter in the market, that firm will be having more competition. If there are strong barriers to the entry of the new firms, in those markets the competition among the firms will be lesser and lesser. Like monopoly was not having any open barrier to enter into the market. But in competition, we find there are no barriers, whether it is perfect competition, whether it is monopolistic competition, or even the contestable market. When we find no barriers to entry, then we find over here the firms are competing. Alright? The degree of competition will increase due to no barriers for the entry of new firms. These two characteristics they belong to competition. Now the third characteristic you can say, each firm is facing downward sloping but elastic market demand. The demand curve faced by the firms that is elastic. Why is it elastic? Due to the presence of substitutes. And it is downward sloping as monopoly was also facing a downward sloping demand. It is not perfectly elastic. In case of perfect competition, we found that firm was not facing the market demand, but it was facing a perfectly elastic demand curve because a single firm was insignificantly smaller in the whole industry. So here the firm is facing downward sloping demand curve, but it is elastic one due to the presence of substitutes in the market. Now each firm will be the price setter. Each firm will be the price setter. Like you find in the market, when you ask the seller what is the price, every seller is having his own price. Although they are selling the same type of products. The cloth sellers, they are having the same type of product, but every shopkeeper is having a different price. So these are the four characteristics. We find many buyers and many sellers about competition, products are similar, and exit entry condition is free, no barriers to entry. Every firm is facing what downward sloping market demand curve like monopolist, but it is elastic due to the presence of substitutes, and every firm is price setter like monopoly. Now we will see what is the profit maximizing level of output. If I ask you, what is profit maximizing level of output? It is the point where marginal revenue equals to marginal cost. Alright? You should be knowing that every firm is profit maximizing when it is producing at the point where marginal revenue equals to marginal cost of production. Now, we are going to analyze the situation in monopolistic competition in short run and long run. So here I am taking rupees, and this is the demand curve which is equal to average revenue. Whenever demand is downward sloping, when demand is downward sloping, it is equal to average revenue, not equal to marginal revenue. So when demand is elastic, it is flatter, we find that marginal revenue will also be having a flat shape. The difference between monopoly and monopolistic competitive firm is that we are having flatter demand and flatter marginal revenue. And if this diagram is about monopoly, we will have inelastic demand. All other things are same in both the market structures. Okay. Now draw the marginal cost. Where is the profit maximizing level of output? This is the equilibrium point. Firm will produce at this level. Now it is price setter. It will set the price along the demand curve. Moves on. This is what the price equal to average revenue. Alright. First it has decided how much to produce in order to maximize profit. So it is the point where marginal revenue equals to marginal cost. Output is decided. and now it will set the price along the demand curve. Keep it in mind, we see the demand curve is in downward sloping. If this firm wants to increase the sales, it has to decrease the price. And again, it is setting the price on the elastic part of the demand curve. We are having different price elasticity values along linear demand. Linear means straight line demand curve. So, it is also setting the price of the product on the elastic part of the demand curve, not on the inelastic part. Why not on the inelastic part? Because the smaller revenue will become negative on the inelastic. Now, what will be the profit earned by this firm during the short run? Okay. Now, draw the average cost over here. This is the average total cost. Okay. At this output level, the firm's per unit cost of production is lying below its average revenue. Average revenue is lying above the average cost. So this area, this is showing us the supernormal profit of the monopolistic competitive firm. Firm is earning what type of profit? Supernormal profit during the short run. Alright? Firm is earning supernormal profit as its average revenue is lying above the average cost of production. It is profit maximizing firm, therefore it earns supernormal profit during the short run. Now, everything is okay. Is there any question you can raise? If you have question, please. No question? Now, what we said, exit entry condition is free. When existing firms, they are earning supernormal profit, many new firms will enter into the market. This is happening in competition. When this school is earning profit, many new schools will be opened. And ultimately what happens? Students will be divided. And in the long run, all will be earning the normal profit like perfect competition. Now see what happens. As new and new firms are entering, in long run, all the firms in monopolistic competition, they will be earning normal profit, like perfect competition. But during short run, they are having the possibility of earning any type of profit, either supernormal or subnormal. If any firm's cost of production is higher, it can have subnormal profit. Keep it in mind, any firm which is not able to fulfill its variable cost of production, average variable cost of production, it will leave the market. It will be having shut down the market. Now,
in the long run, it will gain normal profit.
yes. Now see over here. Now the demand of all the firms is shifting downward. When there are many sellers in the market, if every time there is a new seller, the customers will be divided. The buyers will be going to the new sellers as well. What type of variety, what type of difference it is having other than the existing firms, existing sellers. So customers are divided in the market. So what happens? Demand of all the firms, because they are the substitutes, that is falling. Now in the long run, what happens? We are having the same demand curve and marginal cost curve. See over here.
This is in the long run.
Yes. Average revenue. Now average cost will become average variable cost in the long run, or average total cost. You can write over here. In long run, we don't have the fixed factor of production, isn't it? Now see, average revenue equals to average cost. What profit it is earning? Normal profit in the long run. All the firms in monopolistic competition, they will be earning normal profit in the long run due to no barriers to it. Follow me? Now you can have another point to elaborate. What is that? Do you think, Iman, do you think this firm is achieving productive and allocative efficiency? Again, during short run, this was the minimum point of average cost. Was it producing at that minimum point?
This is productively efficient.
No.
No, it's not efficient. Minimum.
Here, minimum point is here.
Okay.
We say if firm is cost minimizing, it has to produce at this point. So this is the excess capacity which is available with the firm. Excess capacity, it can produce more to reduce its per unit cost of production. So this excess capacity is not utilized. कौन सी capacity? Excess capacity. Alright? It is not utilizing. Therefore, a monopolistic competitive firm is not achieving productive efficiency until unless one thing is possible. If your average cost is constant, like this is a horizontal line, then definitely that is the minimum point that it can achieve productive efficiency. If cost curve is having a well shape, alright, so in that case the productive efficiency point will be higher than the profit maximizing level of output. It does not achieve productive efficiency in this case, and it is not utilizing its excess capacity. Now, do you think it is having allocative efficiency? Does it charge price equal to marginal cost of production? Here is the marginal cost pricing. If it sets the price equal to marginal cost, but here we find price is also greater than marginal cost of production. Marginal cost pricing is not adopted by this firm. Can I say, I can conclude another thing, monopolistic competitive firm is economically inefficient. It is neither fulfilling the condition of productive efficiency nor allocative efficiency. Both productive and allocative efficiencies are not achieved by this monopolistic competitive firm. Therefore, it does not achieve economic efficiency. Alright? So we started our topic today about monopolistic competition. Now it is concluded. This is a smaller market structure. No need to extend it further. All the points are covered related to its profitability, related to its demand curve and efficiency conditions. All characteristics we have understood everything, and then we have analyzed in this situation by diagrammatic explanation of the monopolistic competitive firm. So that's all about monopolistic competitive firm. We have to start by defining the market structure, then write down what are the characteristics, and then show with the help of diagram what is profit maximizing level of output for every market structure, and show whether it is able to earn supernormal profit or not. And at the end you have to show what happens in the long run and what are the economic efficiency conditions of this market structure. Then your whole market structure can be completed within a very few time period. So that's all for today, and we will be starting oligopoly market structure by tomorrow. If any questions?